New DNA technology is shaking up the branches of the evolutionary tree. Have you ever felt different from your family because you look different from them? Well, new DNA technology is proving that looks can be deceiving when it comes to figuring out who is related to who. Scientists used to group animals and plants together based on their appearance and the things they have in common. But about 30 years ago, they started using DNA data to make molecular trees that showed how different species are related. And sometimes, these trees didn't match up with the old ones. For example, scientists used to think that animals like sloths, anteaters, and aardvarks were all closely related because they had some similar features. But molecular trees showed that these features actually evolved separately in different parts of the animal family tree. We did a study where we looked at the location, DNA data, and appearance of lots of different animals and plants, like bats, dogs, monkeys, lizards, and pine trees. And we found that the evolutionary trees based on DNA data were more likely to match up with where the species live, compared to the old trees that were based on appearance. This shows that even though some animals may look similar because they have evolved to do the same thing or live in the same way, they might not be as closely related as we thought. For example, birds, bats, and pterosaurs all have wings for flying, but they evolved from different ancestors. And even though our eyes are similar to squid's eyes, squid are actually more closely related to snails and clams. So, next time you think you might be adopted because you don't look like the rest of your family, remember that looks can be deceiving when it comes to figuring out who is related to who. It might seem like evolution can come up with endless new solutions, but that's not really the case. Sometimes, animals that look really similar have evolved to do similar things or live in similar ways. For example, birds, bats, and pterosaurs all have wings for flying, but they all evolved from ancestors that had front legs for walking on the ground. Because the physics of producing thrust and lift in the air are always the same, similar wing forms and muscles evolved in many groups. The evolution of eyes, which may have occurred 40 times in animal evolution and have only undergone a few simple designs, is very similar. With crystalline lens, iris, retina, and vision pigments, our eyes resemble squid's eyes. Squid are not as closely connected to us as we are to snails, slugs, and clams. However, many of their molluscan relatives have quite basic eyes. Up until the development of affordable and effective gene sequencing technologies in the 21st century, evolutionary biologists frequently had little other information to go on than appearance. Darwin demonstrated the interconnectedness of all life on Earth in a single evolutionary tree, although he did little to depict the tree's branches. One of the first individuals to depict evolutionary trees that attempted to illustrate the relationships between significant groups of life forms was the anatomist Ernst Haeckel. There will be a lot more surprises as it becomes cheaper and simpler to gather and analyze huge amounts of molecular data. Tell us in the comment section, what do you think about this? Do you believe in Darwinism, evolution, or the story of creation? Does the Big Bang Theory contradict creationism? Are we all alone in the universe, or are aliens already among us?